You sit down to work, and within 5 minutes your mind has already escaped 3 different realities. You read the same paragraph again, and again, and again, nothing sticks. You start projects with obsession-level intensity, only to abandon them days later like they never mattered. Most people shrug and say, "That's just how my brain works." Miyamoto Musashi would say something very different. He'd say, "You've trained distraction so well, it's become second nature." And he'd be right. Musashi fought over 60 duels to the death. He began at 13. He never lost, not once. But here's the part that almost never gets mentioned. Musashi didn't start as a master of focus. Early records describe a boy who grew restless, skipped fundamentals, and believed he was ready long before he was. Unfocused, impatient, easily bored, familiar. The difference is what happened next. Musashi uncovered something that fundamentally rewired how his mind handled attention, effort, and discipline. Something brutal in its simplicity, something most people never discover. And no, it wasn't meditation. Let me tell you about the day everything changed for him. Musashi was 16, training alone in the woods like he did most days. He'd been practicing the same overhead strike for weeks, and he hated it. Boring, repetitive, pointless. His mind kept drifting to fantasies of real combat, of fame, of proving himself. Then his teacher appeared from behind a tree, had been watching for 20 minutes apparently. "You just practiced that strike 200 times, the teacher said. "How many were you actually present for?" Musashi didn't have an answer. Maybe 10, maybe 5. "That's your problem. You think you're training your sword. You're training your distraction. Every absent repetition teaches your mind that presence is optional." The teacher picked up a wooden sword. "From now on, different rule. You will practice one strike, just one, but you will do it with your entire existence compressed into that single moment. Not thinking about the next strike, not judging if this one was good, just this strike. This one, right now, completely." Musashi thought this sounded like mystical nonsense, but he tried it. He raised the sword and brought it down with every particle of attention he could summon. Just that one movement. Then he stopped, reset, did it again, fully present, again, fully present. After 10 strikes, his teacher stopped him. "You just learned more in 10 strikes than you did in 200 absent ones. Your body knows the difference, so does your enemy." This is the training method Musashi used for the rest of his life. It's not about duration. It's not about how many hours you put in. It's about presence density, how much of you is actually there when you're supposedly practicing. And here's what modern neuroscience has discovered that Musashi somehow knew 400 years ago. Your brain doesn't distinguish between practicing a skill and practicing distraction while attempting a skill. Both create neural pathways. Both become habits. When you practice guitar while thinking about dinner, you're literally training your brain that guitar time is when we think about dinner. There's a study from UC San Diego that tracked 2 groups learning piano. Group 1 practiced 2 hours daily with normal distraction levels, phones nearby, minds wandering, the usual. Group 2 practiced 45 minutes daily, but with a specific rule. Anytime attention drifted, they stopped, reset, and began again. Only counted time when fully present. After 3 months, Group 2 was performing at a level Group 1 reached after 8 months. Same skill, half the time. The only difference was presence density. Musashi called this entering the void while remaining in the world. Dramatic phrasing aside, he meant something specific. Most people think focus means eliminating distractions externally. Remove the phone, find a quiet room, close the tabs. Musashi understood that's backwards. External silence means nothing if your internal world is chaos. He trained in busy markets, in storms, during festivals, not because distraction didn't matter, but because he was building focus that existed independent of conditions. The technique has 3 layers. Most people never get past the first. The first layer is simple awareness. Notice when your mind leaves. That's it. Don't judge it. Don't fight it. Just notice. "Oh, I'm thinking about lunch now." Back to the task. Most people can't even do this consistently for 5 minutes. They're so accustomed to constant mental drift, they don't even realize it's happening. The second layer is where it gets interesting, and it's where Musashi's method deviates from everything you've been taught about building focus. Because what he discovered was that trying harder makes it worse. Chapter 7. The paradox of effortless effort. Your impulse when attention wanders is to grip tighter. Musashi found that grip itself creates the problem. Think of holding water. Squeeze your fist and it escapes. Cup your hand gently and it stays. He called this munen muso, no thought, no conception. Western psychology stumbled onto the same principle 3 centuries later and named it the ironic process theory. The harder you try not to think about something, the more it dominates your mind. Tell yourself, don't think about elephants, and elephants flood your consciousness. Musashi's solution was counterintuitive. Instead of forcing focus, he created conditions where attention naturally consolidated. He removed decision points. When you sit down to practice and your mind asks, "Should I check my phone?" You've already lost. That question fragments you. His training eliminated questions. Sword in hand, there was never a debate about what comes next. The form was predetermined. The sequence was known. His mind had nothing to deliberate, so it settled into the task. Modern distraction operates identically but inverted. Every notification is a question. Every open tab is a possibility. Every nearby device is a potential pivot point. Your attention doesn't wander randomly. It wanders toward unresolved decisions. Jake discovered this accidentally. After weeks of strict practice, he went to study at a coffee shop, forgot his phone ritual, left it on the table, face up. He noticed something strange. Every few seconds, his eyes drifted toward it, not because it buzzed, just because it existed as an option. The phone wasn't distracting him. The possibility of checking it was. That unresolved micro-decision was creating a constant attention leak. He ran an experiment, put the phone in his bag, not off, not far away, just out of sight. The eye drift stopped immediately. The decision was resolved. Phone unavailable. Mind settled. This is layer 2, environmental architecture that removes decision fatigue. Musashi structured his entire life this way. Same wake time, same practice sequence, same meal schedule. People thought he was rigid. He was actually freeing his attention from an endless series of trivial choices. There's a researcher at Cornell who calculated we make 227 food-related decisions daily, most unconscious. Each one costs attention. Each one fragments focus. Multiply that across every domain, and you're bleeding mental energy constantly. Musashi reduced decisions to near zero outside of combat. In combat, he needed maximum cognitive availability, so everything else became automatic. Layer 3 is where most people think the method breaks, because layer 3 is about doing nothing. Once you notice distraction, and once you've removed decision architecture, Musashi's final instruction seems absurd. When your mind wanders during practice, stop trying to drag it back. Just wait. Stay with the task physically while mentally remaining still. Your instinct is to wrestle attention back immediately. Musashi said that wrestling creates more disturbance, like smoothing ripples in water by slapping the surface. You're generating the turbulence you're trying to eliminate. Instead, maintain physical form while allowing the mental drift to exhaust itself. Keep swinging the sword, keep playing the scale, keep writing the code, but stop trying to force presence. It returns on its own when you stop chasing it. This sounds passive. It's not. It requires more discipline than forcing because you're resisting your own rescue impulse. You're trusting a process that feels like failure. Jake tested this during a particularly scattered study session. His mind was everywhere except the physics problem in front of him. Old approach would be to berate himself, try harder, force concentration. Instead, he kept his eyes on the page and just observed his mind bouncing around. After maybe 90 seconds, something shifted, not because he did anything. His attention settled like silt in water. He started actually seeing the problem. That's layer 3, creating space for natural consolidation instead of manufactured control. Musashi spent 60 years refining this. Jake had 6 months before his MIT applications were due, but the principle compressed time because he wasn't just learning physics. He was learning how attention actually operates beneath the layer of conscious control. Human minds aren't designed for sustained voluntary focus. They're designed for responsive presence. The difference matters more than you think. Your focus isn't broken. You've just been training it incorrectly. Musashi didn't develop unshakable concentration through willpower or discipline. He built it by understanding that attention works like water, not like a muscle. Stop fighting your mind's natural movement. Start creating conditions where presence becomes the path of least resistance. Remove decisions. Notice drift without judgment. Trust consolidation over control. The next time you sit down to work and feel your attention scatter, remember you're not failing at focus. You're succeeding at distraction because that's what you've practiced. Change what you practice. Your mind will follow.